Good afternoon, guys. It is um, April 3rd, 2021. On this video here, I want to talk to you about some things that have been on my mind just with everything that's been going on the past year, um, over a year now. I'm starting to see some things that really kind of make me question, how much longer we have until things kind of start to mellow out. Like, um, like right now, there is insane amounts of, um, like, inflation may not be like true crazy inflation, but there's like some crazy high um, price hikes in some things, in lumber, in gas. Gas prices are going way up. They have shot up way faster than I can ever remember gas going up, ever. Um, and in turn, the lumber prices going up, uh, and the gas prices going up makes everything else go up with it. So it's a whole domino effect. Um, so homes that are being built are way more expensive. Homes in general are way more expensive right now. If you're looking to buy a home, I don't think that this is a good time. Um, Personally, I would wait until the market slows down, um, and there's more houses available and the prices come down. Um, because something is going to blow with this economy. I mean, things can't just be jacked up like this forever. I mean, eventually something is gonna fall and, you know, have issues. Now, I'm not trying to scare people, and I don't think you need to be afraid, really. You really don't need to be afraid. Um, but I would say if you have debt of any kind, now we're talking like this stuff going down like, you know, probably in the next year or two, you know. So, or it could be less, I don't know. I have no idea. Or it could be longer, further out than a year or two. We just don't know. But, if you have debt right now, I would strongly suggest that you do everything you can to get out of debt, if at all possible. If you have a house that you can't afford, sell it. If you have credit cards, try and get those paid off. If you have a car loan, either get that paid off or sell the car and get something cheaper. Um, just do whatever you can, and regardless of what you can or can't do, doing something to make an effort to try and improve the situation is better than nothing. And so I would go ahead and look into getting debt paid off and trying to put back emergency funds and savings, um, because if something happens, if you don't have debt and you've done everything you can, it probably won't affect you nearly as bad. Um, it still could affect you. I mean, sometimes there's nothing you can do. Sometimes things are so crazy that even though you've done everything right and you've done everything you can, sometimes it just takes you out. But these are ways to avoid that. Um, Trying to avoid getting caught in the middle of that. Um, and if you need to rent a home in the meantime, if you have to sell a home that you can't afford, you can rent, and then once the housing prices fall, that's when you can actually snipe in as the buyer and get a good deal, whether on a foreclosure or something like that. Um, so, just something to think about. Again, I'm not trying to scare people, but I really need people to just think about it. If you have debt, make every effort to get that debt paid off. Okay, and I really strongly encourage you to. And if you still have a mortgage on your house and you can afford that house or you're very very close to paying it off, do everything you can to um, get it paid off. Um, because if your house is paid off, then that is a huge thing that you don't have to worry about. You know, you have a home, you don't have to worry about falling behind on payments or losing your home. Of course, you still have property taxes and things like that. I'm not too familiar with all that, but I do know that just getting out of debt and getting that out of the way is huge, because then you don't have to worry about things quite as much. You're living a more relaxed lifestyle and everything like that. Now, the other thing I do recommend is um, just make sure that you have um, backup food put back, um, and supplies of certain kinds. We're not talking like doomsday, the world is coming to an end. This is not at all what I'm saying. But if you think about it, if prices are going up on things, and especially if you have the money to do it, and there's actually decent deals and decent pricing on stuff, um, go ahead and just stock up and invest that money into that, because it will be very helpful. Should something happen, whether it's, crazy, you know, jacked up prices, or it's shortages, or it's shipping costs, or whatever it is. It could be anything. But not only that, if there was, a bad storm or something, and, your home was okay, but, down the street, your grocery store was destroyed by a flood or a hurricane or a tornado or something like that. Um, there's just multiple different scenarios. Um, but I always like to think about this. You know, I prepare for the worst and hope for the best. And if I will do my part and do my best, God will do the rest. If you put your faith and your trust in Jesus Christ, and you trust that God is going to provide for you, and you are wise and are careful with your money, careful with what you do, then he's gonna take care of you. And, situations may not always be pretty, but he does promise to take care of his children, no matter what is going on. And unfortunately, I hate to say this, but our nation has turned its back on God. And that that breaks my heart. But, I can't control what other people do. I can't control whether people want to follow after God or not. I can't control what other people are doing. I can't control what's going on in Washington. I can't control the economy. I can't control, the housing market. What I can control is taking care of me and my family. And whether you grow food, we try to do that here. We try to grow produce and vegetables um, every year and put that stuff up, either freeze it or can it. But maybe you can't do that. Maybe you physically can't, get out there and work the fields, or you just don't have that skill yet. Maybe you can learn that skill. Watch YouTube videos, find out how to do it, all that. But don't ever feel bad if you have to buy canned goods at the grocery store and put those back. You are providing for your family. It doesn't matter how you do it, but learn how to grow food. Learn how to make your own bread. Learn how to do things like that, because it'll come in handy if something ever did happen. And again, this is not to scare people. Unfortunately, there's a lot of preppers out there right now which I don't necessarily consider myself a prepper, but I mean, I like to be prepared, but I wouldn't call myself a prepper. um, there's a lot of preppers out there nowadays, unfortunately. There are some that are good and that are reasonable and logical and calm and just talk about stuff. But there are some out there that just they do nothing but push fear. And I'm sorry, but if a prepping YouTube channel or a prepping anything is pushing fear, you need to get away from them. Because God does not give us a spirit of fear. He gives us a spirit of joy and a sound mind. And, we cannot be listening to that fear. Um, I would stay away from watching the news. I would stay away from YouTube channels that just push all these conspiracy theories and all these just crazy things. Just get away from them. They won't benefit you at all. I would recommend watching homesteading YouTubers. Homesteaders, like people who raise their own animals, grow their own food, can their own food, all that stuff. Because they talk about some of this, being prepared stuff, but they're very calm and they show you how to do stuff. So don't listen to the fear mongering people. Do not listen to that. Now there's some things that yeah, it's truly a bad situation. Like, okay, there's a tornado outbreak down in the south. Get prepared and be ready. Those kinds of situations, yeah, you kind of need to be a little bit more vocal and pushy about that. But these little things like that, I don't, I think it just, I think it makes it worse. I think it makes people not want to prepare and it makes them just scared. And then they don't know what to do. And then you know, you don't make good decisions if you're panicked. That's just a fact. If you are panicked and totally afraid, you're not going to make good decisions. And you're not going to really learn. And you're not really going to figure stuff out. So, just slowly learn stuff and build yourself up. And see what you can do. Because, you know, it is smart to just be aware of things and um, just keep your head up and just kind of be aware of some of what's going on. I wouldn't necessarily say like be aware of everything that's going on, but I would say just, basic economic stuff, basic supply and demand, and things like that, and you'll be set. So, basically, two big things that I want people to take away from this right now. Actually, three. Number one, do not, under any circumstances, continue to listen to fear mongering. Okay, it is not worth it. It is not good mentally. It will just make you miserable. Number two, get out of debt if at all possible. Do everything you can to get out of debt um, right now. Because it could be a year or two until we start having problems economically. And again, not to scare people, but just to make people aware. And it'll make it easier on you if you don't have debt. And third, if you are looking to buy a house, I would wait right now because the housing prices are outrageous. They're way too high. They're jacked up. It's basically a propped up economy. And those prices will come down eventually. And they're probably going to come down soon. How soon? I don't know. But if they're being jacked up like this and they're trying to prop stuff up, then something is about to blow. So, so those are the three things that I want you to take away from this video. So, anyway, please like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos. And always trust in the Lord. Because if you do your part and do your best, God will do the rest. And especially if you are walking with Jesus and you are following Him, He is going to take care of you. So, thanks for watching. Bye.